Got quiet. All right, we're live now. Well, I call to order this meeting of the Huntingburg Common Council. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Prayer. Dear Father God, thank you for the commitment of those here today up front and also out of the audience today to support this great city. And we ask now we go into this meeting to may control our thoughts, help us make great decisions for everyone. Thank you for these things that we ask you in your name. Amen. Before we sit down, I'd just like to say today, Ted Clem and Amanda Clem, of course, passed away. She was the spouse of Ted Clem, one of our officers. She led a life of support, through her time with the military as an officer, as a donor in the end that gave life to others. I'd just like to take a moment of silence to honor Amanda, her family, and also the officers that are now having the tough time of dealing with the issues. Thank you. Okay, do I hear, everybody had a chance to look at the minutes? Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion approved minutes. I'll second the motion.
Got a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of claims. We have
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
I'll second.
we've got a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, great. First of all, the Alaska group was originally scheduled to be here today. They'll be coming probably the next meeting. All they had to go was they just wanted to do an annual report. It's been they just finished their 12th month across the street. A month ago, their count was over 500 families that they've met with during that time. So it's been very busy, very successful. There's some results they're going to report on to today. They are transitioning to a new director right now. So that's part of the reason that we didn't have somebody here this evening. The board was a little busy working on some items over the last 2 days. So they'll hopefully be here next meeting to do a report. We do have a contract, obviously, with the city on the rent that we're helping with across the street that ends in December. So I know they want to talk about that, see if that's still going to be a commitment or not from all of you. So need to talk about it then. Today, we also have, who's here? Mary Lou. Hi, Mary Lou. Nice to meet you. And Janet Schnell. And the group you're with.
Survivors of suicide in Du Bois County.
And the reason you're here. Told you had to stand up.
Up here? Yeah.
Yes, if you don't mind.
So September is Suicide Prevention Month. We started here in Du Bois County in 1996 after the suicide death of my mother's son, Kent, and my brother. And at that time, Du Bois County had one of the highest suicide rates per capita in Indiana. And we joined together and started addressing the suicide rate. But what was missing was there was nothing here for suicide loss survivors, people like me. And so we started up a group and we started having open meetings to offer support. But we were different than other survivors of suicide groups, that we also address suicide prevention and intervention. Because what we saw is that people who died by suicide, they left the lost survivors behind. We had a greater rate of also dying by suicide because of the grief. And so we've been very active with the state and locally to address suicide prevention and really raise awareness and show that we have resources and information. And we provide a lot of trainings. And I've given you the postcard about the different things that we as survivors of suicide that we're specifically trained to be able to provide. But as September is coming up, we like to honor someone who made a big impact in our community, and that's Mary Lou. Mary Lou is one of the founding members of Survivors of Suicide. She went after Kent died by suicide. We actually went to Louisville, Kentucky because there were no services here. She led our family. She led our way to be able to help understand the grief, for us to be able to grieve and to understand how our griefs were very different. And so we are honoring Mary Lou this year for September as Suicide Prevention Month to say thank you. And that she will be here to accept a proclamation that you all have signed. Our mayor has signed to be able to identify that this is an important month that we need to really recognize what survivors of suicide has done in this community, but also how we are no longer recognized as having a high suicide rate in the state of Indiana. But I'll remind you, one suicide death is too many. So it affects, every suicide death affects 135 people. Of those 135, 6 have life-altering changes. I'm one of them. And so just recently, I have changed my position, where now I am a contractor for the federal government as a subject matter expert for lost survivors, because we have not been able to address how we are helping those people. The military has one of the higher suicide rates, but we haven't addressed how to help those people who are left behind. So that's where the area that I've made change, but it was all because of her. It was all because of her leadership, her to say, we need to continue in our lives, even though losing Ken was heartbreaking, very difficult. She led the way, but she also helps then other parents, because mother to mother means a lot different than sibling. And so she has really led the way here in this community to be able to talk more about suicide and to be able to talk about how to help support each other so that we can get through this together and be able to join together so that we can grieve together, but also support each other. So she's here to accept the proclamation.
Something, so you want me to read the proclamation?
Pardon?
You ready for me to read the proclamation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. City of Huntingburg proclamation, whereas suicide is a national, state, and citywide public mental health problem that occurs among all age groups across all socioeconomic, racial, and ethnic backgrounds. Every 10.6 minutes, someone dies by suicide. Whereas in the United States, over 49,000 people die by suicide each year, and 135 lost survivors are exposed to each death, with 6 experience forever life-changing moments. Whereas suicide is preventable, and yet it is appropriate for the month of September to be set aside each year to dedicate our efforts to improve the community training with all residents about suicide. Now, therefore, I, Neil Elkins, Mayor of the City of Huntingburg, Indiana, issue this proclamation to hereby proclaim the month of September 2024 as National Suicide Prevention Month in the City of Huntingburg. I call upon the citizens to recognize that addressing the mental health needs in Huntingburg of seniors, adults, youth, children, and families is fundamental to having a healthy community. In witness hereof, I set my hand and the affixed official seal of the City of Huntingburg on this 13th day of August 2024. Thank you for the work.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Could you just maybe briefly just explain the color in your hair?
It's natural.
No, it is. I know there's a significance, I personally know.
Turquoise and purple is suicide prevention colors. And I'm a licensed clinical social worker, so it helps get the conversation started. And so, local hairstylist does it for me, and I'll do it myself. But she will color my hair so that it gets the conversation started. You have a lot of kids who will come up and just say, you know, I really like the colors, and then I can talk more about suicide prevention, and then they start talking about how it's affected them. So,
It's not natural.
well, I thought you meant it's like, my goal is to do that.
No, we appreciate that.
Wish I had some hair to put some in, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We're politically challenged.
Thank you for attending. You can attend the boring part of the meeting, or you can leave, whatever you wish to do. So
Thank
we'll
you.
probably go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, good job.
Oh, Mary Lou grew up across the street from your grandmother.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. From Lorraine, Big
Yeah.
Line, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, Mary Lou. Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe quick. Do we have anything from City Attorney Phil Schneider?
I have nothing.
Clerk Treasurer Amy today, right? Nothing from you. Any other items among
What about John?
Oh, yeah.
The other items?
John? We got John under other items
Generic.
today.
Each other.
Yeah, we didn't put him on the agenda. John's been working very hard to try to find some transformers, and we both kind of like some of the prices we've seen lately. Couldn't believe what we saw with the first one, so he worked a little harder.
Apartment complex, come to the north side. I think he said it was a 3-4 year project. We're gonna need 15 pole transformers for that project, the whole project. So I didn't really want to order them all at one time, because that'd be quite an expense. I can break them down at 3 allotments, 6, 5, 4, over 2 years. So, I held off, I went, had Rich get some quotes that I was gonna bring to the council at the end of the month. For Hewlett, they had a 30-day
Window.
window, and probably good for 30 days.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, we got the quotes for all 15 days now. So that would put, the 15th day would be the day of the council meeting at the end of the month, so. We got the one quote in. Sent a quote out to 6 transformers, 250 kVA. The lead time did come down a little bit, it's like 42 weeks to 52 weeks now. But you can see what the price is on the 6.
Wow.
Cheap.
Another company, Solomon out of Kansas. They put a thing in where we sent a quote for 6 there. Said they only had 4. See what the price is. End up being, what over force? 740.
12,750.
Yeah. And they didn't have cases for the other 2. But they couldn't hold them. But the price is gonna be good for 15 days. Now, if somebody else called in a couple days, they might be gone.
Yeah.
So I feel like I had to make a emergency kind of purchase. Because you can see what we're gonna save versus the 2 volts. Be 78 grand.
Well, 78 grand, and they're allowing you to order them.
The other company will not give you a quote, Earnco, they won't even give us a quote. Another company, they already sold their allotment for 2024, so they weren't allowed to quote anything. But now 25, they're allowed to sell so many, so we couldn't get a quote from them. Those are the 2 quotes that we got.
So is this transformer compatible with what you have now, or is it different? Is this compatible with what you have now, or is it a different brand?
We've got transformers from Solomon before. What they're all remanufactured. I need a quote that was 32,000, that's a remanufactured transformer too. Basically, they get old transformers in, they tear them apart, they sandblast the cases, repaint them, put new windings in them, new oil, anything that needs to be replaced.
Armco won't even quote not even for 25? Order them and take the price if they come
They
and we
won't
get
even
them.
give you a price, they won't quote you, and that's good, we just get our transformers, all our transformers years past.
Means you can't buy them if you can't quote them.
Another company, they're ordered out, they're sold all the transformers they can.
I guess you can order them from Armco and they'll just give whatever,
They won't even take an order.
they want to take an order.
They won't take an order,
Wow, somebody's got them.
Uh-huh.
so.
John, did I understand you right? The first quote's for 6, the second one's 4.
Yeah,
The 4 is all that's available, right?
4 is all they have. But you can see the quote says they don't have the cans. They're unable to quote 6.
But we don't need them all at once, right? So that's okay to just, are you asking for us to approve for you to
Just to
order the 4?
Yeah, we're gonna keep the contacts with the salesman, trying to look for price, a good price on transformers.
Mhm.
It's either hard to find.
Price is down about 20,000 per unit though.
Yeah, you have no choice. Now, did we talk about in the past that we're gonna see if the developer could help offset the cost on these?
Mayor's
Yeah, there's-
working on that.
Yeah, they're applying for ready funds right now for that, so we're not sure. It is one of the final ready programs. But they'll want something else in return, so it all comes back.
Transformers is forward
in the
to
end.
same one. Wagon Works. Back in 22, we bought it for $5,800.
Yep. So,
Now it's 32,000.
I don't,
Is there a way to approve? Of course, approve this purchase, but to give you a little flexibility so that if something like this comes up on Thursday. And you wanna go ahead and order them. Can we make an approval, like an up to number again, or say that there's so much money that we can?
Like an emergency purchase.
I know you got four.
I
but
think it's over a 2-year period and we only, right? You said the project's 2 years and we have 4 now and then,
4 or 5 years, but that's, you're gonna make it 2 years for the transformer in case they got delayed in shipping. I
mhm,
was gonna make mine a 2-year project, order them in bundles of 3. That way it's not such a big lump sum right off the bat.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, if we wait a year from now, order them, we're gonna we'll run into the same thing probably, or maybe worse.
And the lead time on the ones that are 12/7/50 is 12, 13 weeks.
Yeah, they're,
So
they're 3-4 months out anyway.
I don't know what the procurement rules are, but I'm sure you could approve a dollar amount if he can find the other two up to a certain dollar amount.
Hens, maybe Solomon, maybe a month from now, they may have another 4 for the similar price.
I assume they are scouring the Midwest looking for fours.
That's who we send our solid, junk transformers to. That's who we send them to, Solomon.
Yeah,
So we did business with them quite often, but never had a problem with.
Yeah.
A 3-year warranty on.
they rebuild the ones we send them or
Yeah.
sell them fours or whatever.
3 years from install time or 3 years from purchase?
3 years in purchase.
Choice.
I don't know how they can determine when you energize one or not. I mean,
That's
that's.
just when you purchase.
That's a good thought, though.
Yeah.
That's where you install.
Yeah. Yeah,
Exactly. That savings, I feel like we gotta
Yeah,
make a quick decision.
agree with you.
Would
I
we-
need to Give you permission to go ahead and order the Ford. And just keep your Hawkeyes out some more.
So you just
Can
wanna
we,
make the
can we add it
motion?
up to 6
Okay.
or is there a,
Well, once you, he's asking for 4 now that he's got available, once you approve that, and then you can discuss giving further authority for the other 2.
I'd make a motion to approve the purchase of 4 at the cost you got quoted.
Keep tabs with the salesman.
We have,
Keep an eye out on the market.
so we got first, Glenn's second there with this head shake. All right, thank you, Glenn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Same side. Now, motion carries. Do we have a second motion or somebody want to
So I,
put something? to
yeah, I
look
think
at?
you could probably put you could authorize him to purchase, is additional 2 you want to purchase this year yet?
That depends on price. I
Yeah.
mean, it's- I'll
At a
come
price
back to the
not-
board if it's more
yeah.
than 2.
At a price not to exceed whatever you think is appropriate, 15,000?
It's a wild west on transformers.
It's right now, you're buying these for 12,750?
Yeah, the other quote was 32 for
Yeah.
transformers, so
And I did get a quote back in April.
my opinion, anything under 20 now sounds like a bargain.
Yeah.
The project was being talked about first. I did call for a price, just a general price of transformer. At that time, it was 23. That was back in April, so I just kind of held off. And
I think we should approve John the ability to order up to 4 more at a cost.
do we need 4 more or just 2 more?
Sunday told 15 for the whole project, but
Okay.
I'm gonna break it down.
Yeah,
If you wanna buy they're here, if they're available, they're available.
Mhm.
I like to say it's.
Up to 4 more at a cost not to exceed 20% more than the current ones you're buying? Is that something you can do, Phil?
Yeah,
I mean, cause it's gonna fluctuate, I assume, what the core
I
cost
think
is.
yeah, and you have to make a finding that they're just not available in the open market. That's why you're authorizing this contrary to your purchasing policy. Your purchasing policy is to get 3 quotes and bring it back.
We can't even get
But you,
three
but
quotes.
you can't get 3 quotes and the availability is not there. And
I've come 2025, the one company will be able to quote again, till they sell their allotment.
The 20% higher is about 15.3.
That's what I was thinking and, you know, in my head, you know.
Or
is-
61,200. So
But just getting the 4 in's gonna help quite a bit.
Right, and
That's two, I think they're planning on building the 3-story apartment structures first.
Yeah.
That will take care of two of the buildings,
more each one.
2 transformers per building,
You're talking about
Yeah,
20
Buildings per transformer or two transformers per building?
2 transformers per building, 3-story.
Or the 3-story ones,
Oh, wow.
and some are 2-story. Some are duplexes in the last phase.
You're saying you're talking, that's gonna be done in 2025? We don't know yet.
2028 is, well,
So,
20,
okay, so my
they're
que-
hoping in that year from
Yeah.
now that they'll have the first phase done, which are the 2 larger buildings,
Back in April, Rich and I took a trip.
or
to
the 3
Washington.
larger buildings.
Was building the same thing, the same company. We looked at their 3-story outfits and they're trying to get the same size transformer we were, they have troubles.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, that's a no-brainer. So possibly the warranty will be out by the time you use them?
Yep.
So is there a way you can test them to make sure they work before we even use them?
yeah,
Okay,
like I said, we've never had a problem with
okay, because I don't,
We're probably gonna use 6 with it by next September,
okay,
according to their schedules, so.
That's basically all transformers together.
We'll have 3 buildings done, and then they'll start the duplexes and townhomes. which-
There ain't really a lot to go wrong there, is there?
I just quite wondered, because,
Got the transformer down the lot, been there quite a few years. We've never had a problem.
okay,
It's rare, very rare if you would,
I think the elements can get to them before anything.
mainly just don't let the moisture in,
Yeah.
and they're sealed pretty good.
okay.
So we got a motion?
61,200.
I just said 15,300 each, up
Four
up to
at that-
4 additional
Yeah.
at that price.
Somebody second that?
Is that your?
I'll make the motion and
I'll second.
And Pam seconded, okay. The motion is, if you have the opportunity to purchase 4 for less than the price of 61.2, that's without tax, I said, so, yeah, because we have no tax.
Right.
So, we have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
In the minutes should probably reflect that this is a deviation from our purchasing policy because of the lack of availability and the unwillingness of suppliers to even quote.
Quoted. Yeah, it's just, I don't know if they're getting territorial or. You know,
A lot of these companies are buying triple the amount they normally buy because they
Yeah.
know there's a short or.
yeah, they're stocking up.
Said, normally a company will buy 10, or they'll buy 100 because they know they're getting hard to get, so they're gonna stockpile the bigger companies.
I
They're
like
just
toilet
ordering,
paper a few years
they're
ago.
just ordering triple the amount they get.
Do they offer the ability
It
to
is.
like refurbish the ones, the cores that we have, if we would send them, do they do that? Solomon?
They can rebuild them. We have some that go bad, our big 3-phase transformer, we send off, and they repair them and send them back, the 3 big ones.
Those are.
I was just thinking if you said that you do sell those to them sometime, if they would sell them back to us then when they're fixed,
See that they're burned out,
yeah.
Yeah.
but it's
Most of these are pad mount now. You don't have that many pole mount anymore, do you? Just,
not taking out.
I mean, you have some that's, I assume that's out in the service that we've had forever, but you're not setting up new like that, I wouldn't think. I mean,
Pad mount transformer.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you, John.
We have any council items? Nope, any, Malia. I need to ask you, when are you starting the Mayor's Youth Council back? Okay. Okay. So the 23rd, you'll be back in session, so, and I'm gonna miss the first one for the Indiana Conference Mayors, so. But appreciate, do you have anything to present to us? No? Yeah, recruiting new members? Okay, we need some new members, so You and I have some ideas, so we need the people to do them, okay? All righty. Tell them we're looking for some fun things. We'll work with Jasper a little bit on some things. Teach them a few things, right? All right, thank you, Malia. Any other counts?
I did wanna add something that occurred to me, that, I want to give thanks to the Huntingburg Fire Department. We've had 2 serious calls in the last 24 hours. And they're on it and they really do a nice job of minimizing the damage and helping the community. We can't do without them, so we want to appreciate them.
Met with Chief Heim this afternoon and people were pretty worn out. They were 2 tough fires close to each other. So
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you for bringing that up. Appreciate that. Okay. Any other items? Yes.
I'll say.
Okay, we got a first and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I don't think they even saw Chris Lee.
See if he's got me here.
It's still on there.
Talking to one of the guys over there, he called in this morning. He's like, "Do I need to call the house